All right, we are live. This is Ask a Clutter Boss. I am Jess Marcy. I am your Clutter Boss for today, and I'm going to share on this Ask a Clutter Boss. Am I in the right spot? Yes. Okay. I am going to share a little closet experiment and closet work that I have been doing. It is the second module in Clutter Boss Blueprint is your primary bedroom and primary closet. And I am following along with everybody who joined the program in April. So we are doing bedroom closet this month. Good morning. Good morning. And I have been, because I have been coaching so many people on their closets and bedrooms, it's just there's a lot of people at this point in this on this module right now. I really decided that I wanted to kind of level it up and just see if I could take my already minimal closet. I thought it was minimal and really practice what I preach every single day and only keep the things that I'm actually wearing and that I actually love. So I have been working on my closet and creating a minimal closet for a very long time. I would not expect that if you're not at this point, if you haven't been doing this for as long as I have, that you would have as minimal a closet as I do. But having a minimal closet, and because I'm a professional organizer, I really like to try and get more data about closets. And hold on one second. Let me just pull something up. All right. I don't even know what, how to pull this up. Okay. I'm going to do this in a second. Just talk, then tech. Okay. That was me talking to myself. So, anyway, I have been really, I'm like, I want to actually have a closet full of stuff that I only wear. We hear statistics like you wear 20% of your closet 80% of the time. You wear 10% of your closet 90% of the time. I would say in my personal life, I was really wearing a very small percentage of my stuff most of the time. I have been through a lot of closet and wardrobe experiments. I have done Project 333. I have done the uniform for everything in my life. I have done a lot of different things to try and understand closet and clothing usage and my own relationship with my clothing. So I decided, because I'm coaching so much on this right now, I really wanted to actually level it up for myself and get some cold hard data on actually what percentage of my closet I am wearing. But I didn't quite know how to do this. I started at the beginning of the year tracking. I bought new clothing, I wrote down how much I spent on it, and I tried to do a little tick mark every time I wore something. It didn't work. I didn't stick with it. It was very confusing. And because I was wearing the same stuff over and over again, it was like all the tick marks were going into one spot. Then my kids started using an app, and thank goodness for teenage girls, because I would never know about this otherwise. They started using an app called Wearing, let me see if I can actually spell it, because it's not spelled correctly. Whereing. So they both became obsessed with this app, Wearing. And the idea is that you digitize your entire wardrobe, and then you can plan your outfits for the week. You can get statistics on what you're wearing, but you can also share your wardrobe with all of your friends. They can design outfits for you, and you can see what they have available in their wardrobe so you can share clothing, which I love this idea. So one of them has really stuck with it and has digitized most of her wardrobe, and she'll show me like, "Oh, so and so picked out this outfit for me today." Like that's fun, right? The other one was like, "This is way too much work. I started it and I just can't do it." And I have to say, it is a lot of work to digitize your wardrobe. But I thought, is there a better time to do this than right now? I was genuinely curious how many pieces of clothing I have. I was curious if I could make this app work in a way that would give me actual statistics, like based on what I'm wearing. So I want to share with you what I have done with this app. And this is the beginning of the experiment. I will do a follow up video on this at some point in the future. But this is my how I'm using this app and the information that it's feeding back to me. Now, again, I am not really a fashionista, to say the least. I need a lot of very practical clothing, but I also need some nice clothing because I have a farm and I am very active. So a lot of my clothing is farm and active wear. I also, though, have many occasions to go out to a dinner, or to have friends over, to have work events. Like I have a workshop tomorrow night, a live in person event. So I need, presentable like clothing that I could wear to present. And so I have, I need some different things in my wardrobe, but still I'm wondering like how much do I actually wear? So I decided to go through my closet with a fine tooth comb and really get rid of stuff that even if I loved it, if I don't wear it or haven't worn it, just brutally honest, it went. So here is, oh, let's see. That's not the right one. What is, hold on. I don't know why this picture is not showing up. Oh, here we go. Okay. So this is my hanging clothing. Again, it's not very much. I also have a dresser that's not shown in this picture, but this was my hanging clothing. So I took every single thing out of my closet and really, really, really was so brutal. Do I wear this? Do I not wear this? The before is on the left, the after is on the right. You guys, I actually ended up getting rid of like 50%. So this is all the stuff that I got rid of from both my dresser and my hanging area. And then this is it all bagged up. I also got rid of a couple of pillowcases and use them as bags. I am the stuff that is in the plastic bags, my daughter is going to sell because it actually could be worth some money and she's keeping whatever profit she makes. So the 2/3 of it is being sold because my kids also are really into selling their clothing and buying used clothing online. There's a lot of apps for that. The stuff in the middle bag is just being donated at the clothing donation bin because it's old, it's raggy, it's most likely just for textile recycling. Nothing really worth saving in there. But this is how much I was able to pull out of my already very minimal closet. I would estimate this is 40 to 50% of what was in there. The pictures really don't do it justice, but this is everything that's left plus what is in my dresser. My dresser is pretty empty right now. There's tons of space in there. So let's see here. This is the app. And let me see if I can pull this one up. So this is what the app looks like. You literally take a picture of all of your clothing. It removes the background and it adds it to your wardrobe inventory. This process took way longer than I thought it was going to, way longer. And I don't have absolutely everything in there. I still have a couple of pairs of shoes to add in. I will replay this. I don't have everything, but I have most things. I also have this one black tank top that I have 7 of them, so I didn't add all 7 tank tops. So the number that it shows on the top, I think it says I have 90 items. I probably have, and I did not add underwear or socks. I do have my bras in there because I am curious to see my cost per wear. I mostly wear this one sports bra from Lululemon. I love it. I have it in a whole bunch of different colors. And I'm curious how much I mean, I wear it every single day, wearing it right now, sports bra. So I'm just curious to see how much I actually spend, how long it lasts for, what's my cost per wear. You can add data to each individual item that you have in here. You can say when you bought it, how much you purchased it for. I was able to go back and recreate a little bit of that data, but it'll be much easier moving forward to just add in 1 or 2 pieces at a time. I also, from doing this, really was able to dial in on what is missing, what I need to add to my wardrobe. And that was really simple. I needed one more bathing suit. I needed a black belt. I didn't have a black belt. And I think there was something else. I can't remember what it was, but there were 3 things that I purchased after inventorying every single thing and seeing, okay, it would make a lot of sense to have these 2 or 3 additional items. So that was kind of interesting. I'll play this one more time and then I'll go back and show. So basically, you add all this clothing into this app. Again, very time consuming. If I had a bigger wardrobe, I would never spend this much time doing this. But because this is my job and I'm very curious about the statistics around it, I thought this would be fun to share with other people. So I can say, even with a wardrobe of only 100 items, I'm still only wearing X amount of stuff. I can actually give hard data to what I share to help other people. And I can really justify if I want to buy higher quality clothing. I can see what I'm wearing. I have statistics to back it up, which really sings to my heart here. So let me pull this one up here. The way that this works is it breaks down your clothing by type. So you can see I have 8 tank tops, which is actually more because I have that one tank top that I have 7 of. I wear it almost every day. It's like a kind of like a cami, like I wear it underneath a lot of my shirts. 7 sweatshirts, 6 dresses, 6 pairs of leggings, 5 jumpsuits. I love jumpsuits. 3 sports bras. I need to add a couple more in there. 3 other bottoms. Those are actually my snow pants or like my winter pants. There wasn't a category for that. One of the interesting things about this app is it's British. And so some things don't translate exactly. And I guess, I don't know, does it not snow in the UK? I have no idea. Sam, are you watching this? Maybe you can tell us. But there was no option for snow pants. So I had to add that in. Long sleeve shirts, blouse, bikini bottoms, fleece, pajamas, also spelled with a Y. Not really sure why that is. Is that how you spell pajama in the UK? Sweatpants and trousers. And there's a couple more here that didn't fit into the screenshot, but it breaks down your entire wardrobe by type. And then you can create outfits. And that's really a fun and cool thing. You can select different items, drag them together, and create an outfit and schedule it on your calendar. So that's how you get to see the statistics of what you're actually wearing. Now, I have some stats here. I've only been doing this for 3 days, so my stats are really not very accurate right now, but interesting. This will be very cool over time to see what am I wearing? What's wearing out quickly? What is the cost per wear? And you can really dial down into this data. The other interesting thing is my favorite colors are apparently black and gray. So no big surprise there. It breaks down the colors of your wardrobe. So it gives you some interesting insight into all of this stuff. So that is my closet wardrobe update. This Ask a Clutter Boss is really about what is happening inside my closet. And just to say, for somebody who already had a pretty limited wardrobe, I was not wearing like 50%, 40 to 50% of what I owned. So when we're talking about having a home that supports your life today, if you're not using most of your clothing, that is not supporting your life today. It may be a dream for a future you. It may be relics from the past. It may be that mindset that, oh, it was cheap, I'm going to buy more. I will say that over time, working on my wardrobe year after year after year, I have really gotten away from fast fashion because fast fashion to me becomes fast garbage. So you buy a shirt, maybe you get 2 or 3 or 4 wears out of it, and then it gets little pinholes in it, or the seams start to pull. The fabric starts to wear away. It's fast garbage. So I have invested in slightly higher quality stuff. Like instead of buying my clothing from Amazon or Walmart, I now buy it from like Athleta or I don't know. I mean, something that should be a lot. Talbots, they have higher quality stuff. But now I'll have data to show me, okay, this was really worth the investment because you wore this 400 times and, the cost per wear was like, pennies every single time. So yeah, data can be so valuable. I agree. And, in the context of being a clutter coach, I feel like this can really be helpful. So to kind of sum up, what I love about this app, and I'll go back to the video because that's a little bit more fun. What I love about this app is that, and if anybody wants to see, like, download the app and become my friend or whatever, you'll be able to see all of my clothing also. Um, I love that it enables me to see what my friends are wearing. If I don't know if I have any friends who use this, but I might be a little too old for this group. Who knows though? I don't know. Anyone in the comments, has anyone even ever heard of an app like this before? But I think that's great for the younger generation. I know that my teenagers are really into buying used, sharing clothing. I think that's fantastic. That is environmentally friendly. It is financially sustainable. They sell a ton of they have this whole culture around selling their clothing online. They're constantly Depoping, which is an online clothing sales platform, and using Poshmark and stuff like that. I think that's fantastic. I am 100% all for this. Um, oh, that's a little better. I can do it like this. I love the idea of, if my neighbor says, "Hey, do you have any clothing that I can wear to a wedding?" I can be like, "Yeah, here's my entire wardrobe. Like, pick something out." I love the idea of seeing the statistics of what I am wearing, for how long I'm wearing it, for, what my oldest piece of clothing is, and seeing that data kind of build over time. I love that I was able to very clearly, through going through this process, see what I need to actually round out my wardrobe, which was not very much. I love knowing how many pieces of clothing I have, because that's a detail that people ask me about because of the work that I do on a semi regular basis. Um, it was really, really an interesting experiment. Now, again, it was very time consuming to add all of my clothing into this app. So I would say this is something to it's a useful tool, but it can also be a total time suck. And having to log my clothing every day is going to be a habit that I have to develop. I also noticed yesterday, for example, I wore 3 different outfits throughout the day. I got up and I worked out, so I had my workout clothing on, and then I changed into work clothing, so I had my work clothing on, and then I went for a hike, so I changed back into workout clothing. Actually, I'm sorry, I had 4 different outfits. And then while I was hiking, there was an unexpected stream crossing, so my pants were soaking wet, like up to my knee. So when I got home before eating dinner, I changed again into just like, sweatpants or whatever. So it's kind of interesting. I'm learning about myself. Like, maybe I knew this, but now that I'm actually tracking all of it, it's interesting. But again, time consuming. So if you want to experiment with something like this, I would say, hey, if it makes sense for you, go for it. Um, Otherwise, just follow along and I will share all of my insightful pieces of data as time moves on. Denise, the app is called Wearing, Whering, and it looks like it's a purple background with a like neon green W. So it's called Wearing. And yeah, again, it's pretty interesting. So far in the last couple of days, I have worn 10% of my wardrobe. So I mean, over like 2 or 3 days, considering that I change my clothing basically all the time. My goal is to be wearing like 95% of my wardrobe in general, because that means my wardrobe is really supporting my life right now. Everything I have, I love the way it looks on me. So that's the goal. So this is giving me like a actual, and I'll be able to have data to say I haven't worn that ever. It can go. Yes, Whering, Wearing. Yeah. So that's also, this app is totally free. That's the other. I did a little bit of research. There's 2 other apps that are similar, but you have to pay to use them. This one completely free. So if you happen to download it or want to see my clothing, my username is at Jess Marcy, JESMARCY. I don't have any friends on here yet. I think that once we friend each other, you can see all of my wardrobe. So yeah, that's what's going on here. It does. It's fun. It's fun. The other thing is that you can add tags to all your clothing, so that can help you sort and see what you have. Um, Again, the categories are a little wonky because it's a British app, but it's free. All right, friends. If you have any insights about your clothing, if you have any questions about your clothing, pop them into the comments. I will circle back and answer them later on. But that's what's going on in my life today. And let me see if I can give you an outfit of the day. I am wearing a jumpsuit like I wear so often, pants and shirt all in one. And you can see all of my outfits on this app. All right. Love you guys. Talk soon. To be continued.